Welcome to Strip Coverlet, where we squeeze the bigger picture out of literature. I'm Adrian Ford, and we are here for another poetry discussion, which will appear in two separate playlists here on the channel. Number one being the poetry discussion playlist, but number two being the Sylvia Plath read along. This is, I believe, the 16th in that series, a 274-part series, when all is said and done, or if I die first, whatever happens. And this poem is known as Faun. And it's an interesting one. It's an interesting one that I referenced some criticism of this poem, and I'm not sure that the criticism of this poem goes deep enough. At least not that I could find. The poem known as Faun reads as such: Haunched like a fawn, he hooed from groove of moon glint. Haunched like a fawn, he hooed from groove of moonlit and fen frost until all owls in the twigged forest flapped back to look and brood on the call this man made. No sound but a drunken coot lurching home along river bank. Stars hung, water sunk, so a rank of double star eyes lit bows where those owls sat. An arena of yellow eyes watched the changing shape he cut, saw hoof harden from foot, saw sprout goat horns, marked how God rose and galloped woodward in that guise. So what's going on here? Is this a hunter? Is this some drunk out in the woods? Effectively, I don't know that it matters. Let's pretend that it's a hunter. Let's just go with that reading, because we could change this at any moment, but I think that it is maybe fruitful to give the most charitable sort of explanation to who this man is. Read it one more time. Haunched like a fawn, he hooed from grove of moon glint and fen frost until all owls in the twigged forest flapped back to look and brood on the call this man made. No sound but a drunken coot lurching home along river bank, stars hung, water sunk, so a rank of double star eyes lit bows where those owls sat. An arena of yellow eyes watched the changing shape he cut, saw hoof harden from foot, saw sprout goat horns, marked how God rose and galloped woodward in that guise. We have this man, whoever he is, making this call as a man, recognized as a man, and then transforming into a wild animal and becoming one with the forest. Maybe. Whoever this man is, he's clearly pretending to be something he is not until he becomes that thing. He is hunched like a fawn and hooing, hoo, hoo, to get the owl's attention. Now, you can hunt owl, you can eat owl, probably not the best thing for you, but you can do it. Is that what he's doing in the woods? Is he hunting? Is he trying to survive off of the wiles of the forest? Is that what's going on here, or is there something else? Well, let's pretend he is a hunter. These things carry different connotations. Hunting. If he is a hunter, what are the owls? Is this a man literally in the forest? Like, I'm from the Midwest. This happens a lot. The guy goes out hunting. Maybe his wife doesn't really appreciate it. She's home alone. Odd hours of the morning these folks go, sometimes days at a time. These folks go hunting in the woods. Wifey's at home alone. Maybe it's metaphorical. Maybe the hunting is out on the sexual prowl. Maybe this man is out looking for women. Maybe he still has one at home. Let's look at this last stanza here. An arena of yellow eyes watched the changing shape he cut, saw hoof harden from foot, saw sprout goat horns, marked how God rose and galloped woodward in that guise. Kind of weird, isn't it? Sprouting horns? Where have we heard that before in literature? Maybe from Shakespeare. There's some horns in Shakespeare. What do horns in 14, 15, 1600s English literature mean? Well, let's look at this. They're a sign of cuckoldry. What is cuckoldry? That is when your wife is with another man. Notably, when your wife is with another man and you know it. So, a cuckold is a reference to the cuckoo bird, who will lay eggs in someone else's nest, and then that bird raises their children. A cuckold is really specifically raising someone else's children. Uh, would have so in a world of much more scarcity than we know now, this was a much bigger deal. But where do horns come into play for cuckoldry? Horns in the Rut. This is straight from Wikipedia. A flag used in the English Civil War by Horatio Carey, referring to the Earl of Essex's notorious marital problems. In Western traditions, cuckolds have sometimes been described as wearing the horns of a cuckold, or just wearing the horns. This is an allusion to the mating habits of stags, who forfeit their mates when they are defeated by another male. In Italy, especially in southern Italy, where it is a major personal offense, the insult cornuto is often accompanied by the sign of horns. In French, the term porteur de la con is in German. The term is jemandem Horner aufsetzen or Horner tragen. The husband is der gehornte Ehemann. And we just have random examples after that from around the world. But this guy is growing goat horns. Whatever he is out here doing, is it possible? We know that Sylvia Plath is often taken in feminist context. Is this Sylvia Plath saying, "Look, hey, go ahead, have your fun. Go ahead, do your hunting. Go ahead, go out and gallivant about town. But that's not going to stop me in this bed from hosting someone else. If you're not here, someone ought be." Maybe. I think that's what's going on in this poem. I think that this poem is talking about a guy who's out there doing whatever it is that he's doing, while his bed is, he's presuming his bed is empty, and it is not. So what is the point of the owls? We often like to... Owls are often seen as wise creatures. And it's not, in this case, I think, coincidental that what do we hear owls say, but who? 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 This man is out there also saying who, getting the attention from those who ask who, getting attention from the wise ones who ask who. He's asking who, as in, who am I going to sleep with tonight? But they look at him, the wise ones, knowing who? You? Are you sure? Because someone else is having a good time tonight as well. Sylvia Plath, taken in these feminist contexts, I think sometimes the overwhelming criticism that I saw on this poem was suggesting that what it is, what this poem is about, is the male control. Maybe. I mean, okay, if you've got that interpretation, you've got that interpretation. I'm willing to listen to it. I think instead what this poem is about is the female taking control of her own. Not the I think that the man in this poem is completely throwaway. That's what this poem is about. The the subject of this poem, this guy, is not the important part. That is all I have for this poetry discussion. If you like or appreciate what I do here, hitting the like button really does help me out on the channel, as it tells YouTube to share this video with other literature lovers. And if you find yourself here by chance but not design, consider hitting the subscribe button in order to stick around for more, because there's poetry every Monday on the channel, and there is plenty more than that. And I hope to have you back for the next.